Hey, what's up? What's up? Arbanaka. So, listen, I was about getting ready to leave and shit, but I was having an interesting conversation with a couple YouTubers, and I couldn't just let it go. I had to hold on a second. Yeah, I was having a quick conversation with Penny Proud, Cam123, and then as well as JJ Wilson. So all three of them are in the mix. And basically, you know what? Let's see. I'm gonna let her know right now I'm live, so she can actually comment. Wow, yeah, she can actually comment if she wants to. All right. So now, the topic that we were talking about is well, the topic that actually kind of led to it is first we were talking about the this whole Hispanics and blacks, and Hispanics versus blacks, right? This whole um who's hating on who. Yeah, and which is was like a response video to Kim's response video to somebody else response video to somebody response video. Which I love it though. I love it because like that's one thing I like about like smaller channels is because people actually talk. They're having like a communication with each other versus like when you get to a certain you know level of subscribers, then you kind of feel like you are a brand and you no longer try to actually communicate or try to have like an honest opinion. But anyway, so the the thing kind of comes out where okay, Mad Bus Driver came into the topic, right? And in order, well, for you to find out how he came into the topic, you guys can check out the comment section on my last video, Hispanics versus black male or something like that, right? So here's the thing about guys like Mad Boys Driver, right? Because the accusation from Penny was that he's racist. And I don't know Mad Bus Driver enough to actually call him a racist. I check out some of his comments, and he's more of a promoter of interracial dating, right? That's his bread and butter, I guess. That's why he pushed like interracial dating. So, and based on what I've seen of some of his videos, I haven't really checked out his whole catalog. No, I don't think I will. But based on what I see on his video, and I think that I have this from my observation, I see that he actually put women of all the races on this pedestal. While he's actually, in order for him to do so, he has to continually downgrade black women, right? And this is not something. This is not a. This is not something new when it comes to African American male, right? And I myself in an interracial relationship. Hey, what up, Penny? So the thing about guys like Mad Buzz Driver, and people like him is, yeah, the question is why do they feel the need to actually downgrade black women and actually in order to elevate themselves as well as other women of other races, and which is also the same thing as a lot of black women downgrade their own men in order to elevate themselves as well as other men of other races. And the problem is let's speak from guys, men like Mad Boys Driver, is there's this resentment that goes way back. And they actually think that the women that were in their environment growing up is a representation of women throughout the world. Yeah, I agree with you. So it's like um it's a resentment that I had felt for a while. And that resentment came from So a lot of these things that you truly want to say to that one person that you feel that resentment to is the person you're supposed to treat with the utmost respect, which is your mother. And check out this correlation, right? Black men don't know how to stand up to their mom, right? They put their mother on the pedestal. They whether their mom is wrong or right, they don't know how to actually have a, a conversation to which now they actually stand their ground. It's always like, mama's doing some crazy shit. All right, you know what? Screw that. Mom's right. That's how she is. But never actually had the chance to really stood up to their mom and be like, no, mom, you're wrong. And with that type of resentment, so it kind of feels like they're taking out that anger onto these women that actually that kind of resemble their mothers. And don't get me wrong, though, like I had felt that frustration too until I was in a position to which I could stand up to my mom. I could tell my mom, look, mom, I love you, but this is how I want to be treated. And if you cannot treat me with respect, then there's no reason for me to be around you. Right. And I had, because of that, I now have the level of confidence to know that I don't have to I don't have to bash black women. That I don't feel the book called A Child Called It is about a young white male growing up in abuse forced to eat. Oh, it disappeared. I'm gonna read those comments later on, Penny. So, so that's the thing, though. It's like that level of that lack of confidence because you couldn't really stand up to your own mother, the woman that the first woman in your environment that you based your world around, right? And the fact that your mom is queen, and the fact that you couldn't stand up to her, then it create that resentment to which now, whenever the other female, whenever they have that disagreement with you, then you just kind of lash out. I'm not saying that that's what I think Mighty Buzz Driver is doing, but I think his experience with interracial dating is only on the surface. Yeah, there's a difference between like you smashing a couple of white bunnies versus actually, dating them in the long term. Because once you find out that every woman have their problems, just like every man have their problems. So it's all about conflict resolution. Can you actually deal with the person that you're dealing with right now from a long-term basis? You know, and there's two type of black men, right? Hmm, more than that, I guess. You have the black woman is God, and these men are just as hypocritical as the one who actually be bashing black women. The reason that is because they're both trying. And what up, Steve? Because they both try to actually use the premise of black women. You have on one video, you have, I mean, on one end you have those who talk about black women are gods. They have no interest in actually starting a family with those women because they want to use those type of line just so they can fuck them. They just want to fuck Big Booty Brenda, right? That's why you have all these men, right? Oh, these black women are goddesses. They're this, they're that. Okay, so you're 40 years old. How come you're not married yet? Or how come you have like so many different baby mamas? What's up with that? So do you like? Are you interested in actually having a legacy or have a strong family structure in order to actually be an example to the black race that you claim you're so pro black, right? But they don't want to do that. They just want to fuck as many chicks as the next motherfucker that's bashing black women. No, it's not good to have multiple baby mamas because in the long run, the one that suffers the most are the kids. It's like my dad. He has three baby mamas, right? Awesome fucking father, right? When it comes to taking care of responsibilities. But the fact that he was so divided, his attention span was so divided amongst three households, I was never actually had the chance to get to know him better. So that itself right there is not good. But let's go back to Mad Boss Driver. So do I think he's a race? Do I think he's racist? No, I don't think he's racist. I think he's not open-minded enough to actually recognize there are other women that don't fit the stereotype of the women in his environment, the women that he knew from his environment. Yeah, that's true. It was hard for him to actually have a. It was hard for us, any of his kids, to actually have a strong bond with him because he was always divided. He was always working, and also when you don't have a good relationship with the mother, then the mother's frustration now gets taken out on the kids. That's why you have a lot of kids that are being abused by their mom, and women are emotional creatures. So then, therefore, when they don't have that masculine check per se, right? Then they someone that actually be able to, it's like, to have that check and that check and balance when you would have in a two-parent household. So, and that part is missing. So now with Mad Bus Driver X, same thing with a lot of female that actually didn't really have that father connection. They don't know how to deal with a man. So then, therefore, a lot of these conflict resolution, they never get solved, and it's like, the cycle continues, and that nobody ever actually break that. So I'm losing track now. Mad Bus Driver, right? And people like him. They're not racist. They simply are the type of people that think the grass is greener on the other side. And until they actually have the type of experience to know that there are problems everywhere. There are problems in every race. There are problems in every culture. But now, speaking from interracial relationship, right? Why do some men actually stay in interracial relationship, or married, a different race and all that stuff? Is not because that, in my case, it's not because that um I don't like black women, or I bash black women and stuff like that, right? This is how it is. With my temperament, with my characteristic, and the way I was brought up, my environment was more of like a, not really the ghetto type, but more of like the, yeah, I guess he was the ghetto type. But the thing is, like, I felt like I couldn't really be myself around some of the women in my environment, including the Haitian women. So I had to pretend to be somebody else in order for me to actually feel included in their surrounding. And I didn't want to do that. I'm a nerd at heart. I like cartoons, Dragon Ball Z type of thing, and anime porn. So basically, I wasn't black enough, you know? So, like, and I was in programs to which I was always surrounded by multiple cultures. So there was never like, I was never stuck in a surrounding where there was always only black people, you know, white people, black people, Asians, Latinos, you name it. So I was always around multicultural, and the people that, and growing up, I knew how to hunt snow bunnies. So so therefore, so but this is the thing, right? A lot of black people don't understand, especially those who actually kind of see intercultural or interracial dating as like a sin, right? The thing is this: when you grow, or when you actually feel comfortable around a certain group of people, right? Or you find someone that actually, that likes you, you becomes friends, you guys become friends, dating, and all that stuff. So then it doesn't make sense to actually elevate yourself to a certain point, and then you decide to actually leave that person behind, the person that was actually there for you from the beginning. You leave that person behind just because of sake of color. Like, I was with my girl since I was 19, right? Well, started messing around since I was 19. But the good time, the bad time, dude, we went through so much crap together. And now that I'm actually in the position to which I am now elevating myself, status wise. So then what sense does it make to actually dump the person that was loyal to me from the beginning. When I was that nerdy kid, when that was like when I didn't have to pretend to be extra black anymore. When I didn't have to pretend that chasing pussy was the best thing since sliced bread. Dude, the level of peace in mind that actually comes from being yourself is is very important. Very important. And when you actually find yourself in an environment to which that you can actually be yourself, then you're not just gonna throw that away from just like the sake of skin color. Your environment are not always people that look like you. Your environment are people that actually in your inner circle and that actually radiate. You know, my initial family, my wife, my daughter, and then my circle gets a little bigger and bigger and bigger. So those I'm gonna care about the most are my people. And you don't get that type of mentality just by screwing women of every races. You don't get that. Because those women that you say, oh, white women are better. Oh, no, 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 black women are better. Doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. You know who's better? The person that actually follow your moral compass, that has the same moral code as you are, as you have. That's the person that's better for you, despite the skin color, despite whatever the case may be. Um, so my bus driver is stuck. He's in a loop right now to which his whole content is defined by interracial dating. So it's hard for him to actually speak about anything else. Just like with, let's say, Tommy, his whole content YouTube creation is based on bashing black women. So him try to move away from that would actually lose him a lot of subscribers. Yeah, exactly. The people that stick by you are the people that you should be loyal to. Not about the skin color, not about that stuff. And yeah. Also with when it comes to interracial, my bus driver is a box is in a box for life. That's true. Well, unless he actually like delete his old channel, start from scratch again and actually, create content that is not solely based on one thing. You cannot be a one trick pony because nobody is one dimension. No one is one dimensional. And you have to be able to actually have, let your mind expand. I understand everybody prejudge, right? We all have prejudice within us, which you should. You should be able to prejudge things based on previous patterns, but also be open-minded enough to know that um patterns can change. So I had I have some stereotype about black women. I have stereotype about white women. I have stereotype about every culture that I'm familiar with. But my curiosity opens my mind enough to actually find out if my stereotypes are true. I agree on the self-hate part. Yeah. Uh does he self-hate? Mm, yes. I would say yes. This is why I think he self-hates. Remember when I mentioned earlier that the conflict resolution when it comes to actually sending up to your own mother, right? This is what happened. When you get into let's say let's take a scenario, right, with a movie or something like that, where the kid would get bullied. The kid would get bullied by this big guys or whatever, right? And because he was afraid, he couldn't stand up to the bully. And then when he walks away from the situation, now anybody that actually approaches him, he gets mad at that person. So it's the same thing. Let's say that your mom's been bullying you for most of your lives. You ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit. You're never gonna be shit. Blah 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 blah. Right? A lot of black men actually grow up in those scenarios because the mother itself is frustrated and mad at the dad that actually just bounce, just pump and dump, and then now leave her to take care of that little bastard. Right? So the frustration of the mother radiates towards the son, and the son now, because he grew up in a culture where you're not supposed to actually, you know, talk shit to your mom. So then you feel emasculated at any turn. So now every woman that actually reminds you of your mother, you're gonna feel that resentment. And every time they actually get close to you, despite the fact that they might not be like your mother. So you now gonna get that frustration because you couldn't stand up to your mom, you know? So all of a sudden be like, man, bitch, you ain't shit. Fuck out of here. So like everything that you really wanna tell your mom that it's your fault that my dad is not here. It's your fault that you just messed with the wrong guy. It's your fault that you didn't get an abortion, so I didn't ask to be here. You wanted to tell that all that shit to your mom, right? But you can't because your culture doesn't allow you to actually be that type of an asshole to your own mother. So now you take your frustration out on the chick that looked like your mother. Hell yeah, your mom would get mad. That's the whole thing because like they like let's take it's not what Mad Bus Driver is saying. There is some truth to it. There are some truth to what he's saying, right? But the truth can be suggestive. Ah, the truth can be subjective, and therefore people can actually tell you the truth and it sounds like bashing, or they can actually tell you the truth that sounds like a genuine criticism. And it all depends on the harshness of your language. Case in point, why do black men hate Kim 123? It's not that the fact that what he's saying is not true. A lot of the shit that he's saying is true. He's on point with a lot of this shit. But because of the language that he used, you know, these black men are just as sensitive as the black women they be talking about. How dare you be talking shit about me like that, motherfucker? You just jealous, you just hating, you just this, you just that. Nah. But shouldn't the same thing that apply to what you say about black women should apply to you? Well, only you hit dog holler, right? It should be. Because technically, like, if whatever Kim is saying doesn't apply to you, then you shouldn't be mad. You jealous of my people. So it's the same thing. Like once Kim made a video about Haitians in Dominican Republic and stuff like that, right? What he said was truthful and it hurt me. As a Haitian, it hurt my Haitian pride. But I was man enough to acknowledge what he was saying had some valid points to it. There was some truth to what he was saying. So therefore, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. And if whatever you are listening to hurts your head, I mean that the information is too big for your head. You're not ready for it yet. So a lot of these guys, they will continue to bash women. They will continue to actually um talk shit about women that looks like them. But they have that mindset, they have that negative mindset to which that the only women they're gonna actually be able to experience are the women that are also of a negative mindset. I stopped talking shit about black women. I barely come across black women that actually are mean to me. Why? Because like I can spot them from a mile away to know that okay, I don't even have to waste my time dealing with those type of women, dealing with ratchet women. That include white women as well. I don't have to waste my time dealing with white women that are ratchet, that has that mindset to which, yeah, nice. Why they do talk down to men. Yeah. So is the thing though, it's like whatever you okay, whatever you focus on is what you're going to attract. If your focus is always about black bitches this, black bitches that, black bitches this, black bitches that, guess what? You're gonna have a lot of these negative aspects that's gonna come your way. Because these black women that you're talking about are attracted to those type of talk. Why the hell you think they're on Tommy's page all the fucking time? Why the okay? Why the hell you think you know? Um, yeah, it's like negativity attract negativity. If I was always a negative person, that I would have never probably come across guys like Steven Rose or JJ Wilson. Shit, even Penny, Penny Proud, you know. So it's like I've made a lot of you know genuine connection in YouTube, not because I'm like bashing people, because I try to find out what do we have in common versus what we have, what do we have as in differences. There's a lot of things. Well, JJ Wilson, he's a gamer. He has a gamer channel. He's a very small YouTuber, and I enjoy his content because like I sometimes while he's playing video games, and then just got home, I'm just it's like watching a movie. Assassin's Creed, all the stuff like that. I'm sure in the future he'll probably talk about other things, but it's it's you know what it is the fact that he's showing a different aspect of black YouTube. You know, do you how often do you come across a black gamer on YouTube? You don't. It's usually a white thing. So he's showing his presence on YouTube is defying the black stereotype that all black men want to talk about is pussy, money, hoes, and clothes. That's his channel. You know, and there are a lot of black YouTubers that define the stereotype. You know, and um let's see, you have great black women channel like okay, Lovely T. If you were into like celebrity gossip and stuff like that. If you were into finances, you have Erica William. She's freaking awesome. You have there's this all other political channel, this black chick is like she talk like she's from she came from the suburb, not like a fake type of accent, but like someone who actually genuinely sound like white, not like preppy white. Oh my god, blah blah. It's basically there's a lot of them out there, a lot of channels, a lot of black channels out there that actually that destroy the black stereotype, but these are not being promoted, and that's my mission. My mission is not to actually continue to bash people, right, or to actually point out the negative stereotype of a race or of a group. My mission is to actually try to promote the good stereotype of people that look like us. When I went to Poland, for a lot of people, I was the first black guy they ever seen. When I lived there, like when I first got there in 2013, right? The kids were asking me questions. Are you a rapper? Or are you a gangster? Or are you this? Are you that? So it's like because of who I was able to actually destroy some of the stereotype that they actually see on TV. So then next time they see another black man, they're not gonna think about like, oh, he's a ratchet motherfucker. They're gonna think like, you know what? I left them with a good impression of what a black man's supposed to be, what a Haitian's supposed to be. So every person, right? If you want to destroy the stereotype of black people, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself. You can't just keep pointing fingers at, oh, these black people, or these black bitches. That's the reason why black men are like this. Or, black women, do the reverse. Oh, niggas ain't shit. That's why we're like this. We're struggling. No, what about yourself? Start with yourself. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Shit, my phone's about to die right now. But anyway, so this is Art Banaka. Thank you guys for coming through. Yes. Yes, Steven. Thanks. Steven, um, anybody else that actually came through? Penny, thanks for checking out my channel. All right, guys, I'm out of here. My shit's about to die off. All right, thanks, Steven. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.